Have you ever felt that certain problems repeat themselves in your family as if they were inevitable? Toxic behaviors, traumas, and negative patterns seem to pass down from generation to generation, like an invisible inheritance that no one wants, but everyone carries. In this video, we'll talk about how you can be the point of transformation for your family, breaking these destructive cycles and creating a new story for future generations. Being the chosen one is not only a responsibility, but an incredible opportunity to build a different legacy. Imagine if your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren could live free of these family patterns that challenge you today. What would it be like to break these invisible chains and pave the way for a future of freedom and prosperity? If you're tired of seeing the same pains and problems repeat themselves and want to understand how to change this once and for all, this video is for you. Let's discover together the power you have to transform your lineage and create a new beginning for everyone who comes after you. Ready for this journey? Generational curses are invisible cycles that repeat from one generation to the next, keeping the family stuck in negative patterns. They can manifest as limiting beliefs, addictions, poverty, abusive relationships, or emotional problems. Although they are not curses in the literal sense, these patterns function as unconsciously inherited programming. Many people live a lifetime without realizing that they are repeating the same behaviors and choices that their parents and grandparents made. Issues such as lack of prosperity or troubled relationships often don't arise by chance. These patterns can stem from unresolved traumas or behaviors learned during childhood. A classic example is the cycle of emotional abuse. If a person was brought up in an environment where criticism and emotional violence were normal, they are likely to reproduce the same behavior with their children, even unintentionally. The same goes for other situations, such as repeated failures in relationships or financial difficulties. Another form of generational curse is the inheritance of limiting beliefs, such as the idea that money is hard to earn or no relationship lasts. These beliefs can be passed on subtly through family talk and attitudes that shape the way each member sees the world and acts in it. Identifying these patterns is the first step to breaking the cycle. Self-awareness is key to recognizing which behaviors are being repeated without question. This often requires a close look at the past and an honest reflection on inherited values and attitudes. In addition to personal introspection, it's important to look at the family dynamic as a whole. How do your family members deal with conflicts? How do they cope with financial or emotional challenges? Observing these responses can reveal a lot about dysfunctional patterns that repeat themselves. A common feature of generational curses is the feeling of powerlessness, as if certain behaviors were inevitable. This is the biggest challenge, overcoming the belief that it's like this because it's always been like this. Breaking these cycles requires a conscious effort to change automatic thoughts and actions. The good news is that change is possible, and it starts with awareness. When you identify these patterns and commit to not repeating them, you take the first step towards family healing. Although the process can be challenging, it offers a unique opportunity to build a new story for future generations. The chosen one is the person who feels an inner call to transform negative patterns in their family. It's not an easy task, as this person often carries the emotional weight of past generations. This role requires courage and resilience, as the chosen one must break cycles that for years have been seen as normal or inevitable. Being the point of change is a responsibility that not everyone is willing to take on. The chosen one has to deal with resistance from their own family, who may not understand or accept these changes. After all, negative patterns that are repeated for generations end up becoming part of the family identity. Changing this can be seen as a threat by some members. The chosen one also faces internal challenges, such as fear of rejection and doubts about their ability to transform reality. However, the first step to fulfilling this role is to accept that this responsibility is not a burden, but an opportunity to create a different future. The key is to recognize the positive impact that your transformation can have for yourself and for generations to come. Being the chosen one is an act of love and sacrifice. By breaking harmful patterns, you not only heal yourself, but also free your descendants from the weight of these emotional legacies. Although the path can be lonely at times, it brings a valuable reward, the chance to build a new lineage based on freedom, love, and growth. Transforming a lineage requires the adoption of practical tools and consistent strategies. Breaking generational curses is a process that involves emotional awareness, mental reprogramming, and developing new habits. Below, we will explore effective approaches to interrupting these destructive cycles. Therapy and self-knowledge are two of the most powerful resources for breaking negative patterns. Through therapy, you can identify inherited traumas and repetitive behaviors that you may not even be consciously aware of. Therapies such as family constellation are particularly effective for working on issues related to emotional inheritance. Reprogramming limiting beliefs is an essential step. Negative beliefs such as money doesn't bring happiness or relationships always end badly can be deeply rooted in the mind and need to be replaced with healthier thoughts. The practice of positive affirmations is a practical tool for transforming these beliefs. Meditation and mindfulness practice help to develop awareness of automatic thoughts. Many inherited patterns arise without us realizing it, so developing a present mind is crucial to identifying and neutralizing these triggers the moment they appear. Another powerful resource is to record progress in a personal diary. Writing down feelings and behaviors allows you to observe patterns and assess where the greatest difficulties lie. This habit also reinforces discipline, which is essential for those who are committed to breaking negative cycles. Setting healthy boundaries is one of the most challenging but fundamental strategies. Negative family patterns often involve emotional abuse, blackmail, or addictions. The chosen one needs to learn to say no when necessary and protect their mental health. Cultivating new positive habits is another essential step. To replace a negative pattern, it's not enough just to eliminate it. You need to fill it with something positive. For example, replacing arguments with healthy dialogues or moments of conflict with moments of affection and understanding. Forgiveness is an essential tool in this process. Holding on to resentment about mistakes made by family members only perpetuates the cycle of pain. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or justifying toxic behavior, but releasing the emotional charge associated with it. Creating a positive and inspiring environment is essential for change to be sustainable. Surrounding yourself with people who share similar values and who support personal transformation can make all the difference in the healing process. Spirituality can also be a powerful ally. Regardless of religion, connecting with something greater offers strength and purpose. Spiritual practices, such as prayer or guided meditation, can provide inner peace and direction. Identifying allies and mentors is an important strategy for dealing with the isolation that the process can generate. The journey of transformation can often seem lonely, but seeking support from mentors, support groups, or friends who understand the path is essential. Patience with yourself is one of the most valuable tools. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and slip-ups are normal along the way. Being kind to yourself is essential to avoid giving up in times of difficulty. Practicing gratitude is a simple but powerful strategy. Giving thanks for small victories along the way keeps you motivated and helps you see the gradual transformation that is taking place. This reinforces a positive mindset. Finally, discipline and persistence are the keys to lasting transformation. The road may be long and challenging, but every effort counts. Over time, the new habits and patterns become consolidated, and the cycle of transformation becomes permanent, benefiting future generations. Every profound transformation encounters resistance, and it's no different when it comes to breaking family patterns. Change often arouses discomfort in those who are not prepared to deal with new realities. For this reason, it is common for the chosen one to face opposition, both external and internal. Family resistance is one of the first obstacles that arise. When you decide to break with negative patterns, some people may feel threatened or uncomfortable. Phrases like, "You think you're better than us now," or "That's the way it's always been in our family," are common. This reaction reflects the difficulty in accepting change, especially if it confronts deep-rooted behaviors. In addition to resistance from others, there are the internal challenges that come in the form of fears and insecurities. You may wonder whether you will really be able to change or whether it is worth continuing to try, especially when the results are not immediate. These thoughts are normal and part of the transformation process. The feeling of loneliness is another relevant challenge. Often the person chosen sees themselves as a piece out of place within their own family because they are trying to bring about a change that others don't understand. In these situations, it's important to seek support outside the family circle, such as in support groups, therapy, or with friends who understand your journey. To deal with these resistances, it is essential to maintain a clear vision of purpose. Remember that you're not just changing for yourself, but for all future generations. Having a higher purpose keeps your motivation high, even when the challenges seem overwhelming. Developing assertive communication skills is also key. The way you express yourself can make all the difference to your family's acceptance or resistance. Explaining your intentions calmly and empathetically helps to reduce confrontation and create a more favorable environment for change. The practice of emotional detachment is necessary in order not to absorb criticism and judgment. Not everyone will be ready to accept your changes, and that's fine. The focus should be on remaining steadfast in your transformation process, without waiting for external approval. Another important strategy is to celebrate small victories along the way. Transformation is gradual, and each step in the right direction is significant progress. Recognizing these achievements keeps you motivated and reinforces the certainty that the effort is worthwhile. In the most challenging moments, remember that resistance is a sign that change is happening. People resist because they sense that something new is emerging, and this is a natural part of the process. Don't give up when you encounter opposition. It's an indication that you're on the right track. Finally, cultivate patience and resilience. Transforming generational patterns is not a quick task. There will be ups and downs along the way, but it's important to remember that every small change you make today will have a significant impact on future generations. Perseverance is the key to overcoming any resistance. Breaking destructive patterns is not only about eliminating harmful behaviors, but also about planting new seeds for future generations. The legacy you build now is an opportunity to leave your children and descendants a lighter path, full of positive values and opportunities that once seemed impossible. Building this new legacy begins with a conscious choice of fundamental values. It's important to define which principles you want to cultivate and pass on: love, respect, generosity, honesty, and resilience. These values will serve as the foundation for the new lineage you are creating. In addition to values, it is essential to pass on emotional and behavioral tools that your descendants can use to deal with life's challenges. Teaching skills such as empathy, emotional intelligence, and conflict resolution will help the next generations avoid the mistakes of the past. Example is the greatest legacy you can leave. Your actions speak louder than words. When you live by the principles you want to pass on, your children and grandchildren will naturally follow suit. Positive behavior will become part of the family culture, replacing old patterns. Another important step is to break the cycle of silence and promote open conversations in the family. In many families, certain subjects are avoided, perpetuating traumas and unresolved conflicts. Creating an environment where everyone feels safe to share feelings is fundamental to maintaining the emotional health of the lineage. Forgiveness and acceptance are also part of this new legacy. Teaching the importance of forgiveness, both in relation to others and oneself, allows descendants to live free of the weight of past resentments and walk more lightly. The impact of the new legacy goes far beyond your immediate family. Your actions today will not only transform your lineage, but will also have repercussions in the community and other social circles. Each individual transformation contributes to building a healthier and more conscious society. Finally, leave a legacy of hope and possibility. By showing that it is possible to change history and break old cycles, you inspire your descendants to be agents of transformation too. The new history you are creating will be the basis for generations that will live free and prosper, opening up paths that once seemed unattainable. If you liked this video and believe in the importance of transforming family patterns, Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss out on new content that can help you even more on your journey of self-knowledge and transformation. Share this video with someone you believe also needs to hear this message.